just want to make sure you got the box ticked.
Yeah.
No, just make sure all the audio's working. Okay, seems to be live. If you just want to speak just for a second, just to test that. Okay, I think that's working. Oh shit, I forgot it's one-shot quality.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Right. I don't need to follow.
Just
follow JJ.
whoever's in first, I guess.
Oh,
it's gonna
Jesus.
change a lot in the first sector.
We'll stay with JJ if we can get to him. There we go, as we head down now into, I don't even know what corner that is, I think turn 4. Jesus Christ, so unprepared. Okay, yeah, down into turn number 7. JJ currently in P6. Tuvi currently leading the way. I think JJ just hit the wall there.
Snowy's is miles off. I think he may have had a mistake or something, but he's not as far off as Logan though, but of course that I wouldn't obviously expect Logan to be anywhere near the front, to be honest. And
yeah, one out already.
Yeah, that'll be at the sling. Probably took it too close. No, he has retired. I'd say he was quite far off. The Tubi's absolutely flying though. 1034 middle sector.
Right on board with it. Alpha Tauri.
JJ's championship leader, only down in 10th at the minute, so it's not been a great lap for him. Of course, every position is crucial for him, especially when you're in the championship fight, and he actually hits the outside wall there, but it looks like Tubi
The
will
line
take
comes
it.
to Tubi, and it's pole of a 128.1.
Yeah, Logan invalidated as well.
Qualified.
So,
how did you pronounce the Mercedes? Was the
Snowies.
Snurries, right? I was just calling them SNQ last week.
Yeah, it's
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot this one-shot quali. So two 35% races, two
I would say if we did short
qualifying.
quali for both races, it would take quite a bit.
Oh yeah, it would be. I mean, the
It would take about 2
35%
hours.
are like 30 minutes long. So we'd be in for a long time. So Tubi on pole ahead of Vapor and Eggles.
I was going to say, in Tier 3 last night, I didn't have my wheel mapped correctly on my other account.
Oh really?
So I straight lined the ball at last source and still got P9.
Oh, that was a mess.
That's the one problem with one-shot quali. You can crash out the first corner, but if there's quite a few invalidations, then you're fine.
You're not totally out of it. So all dry, not like last night then in Tier 3 where we had full wet for Singapore. Then to winter, then to the dries right at the end. The less said about that race the better from my end. Slightly bigger grid I think than we had last week. I've totally forgotten. I was like, oh god, we're going. Yeah, we'll probably expect to see medium to hard, I'd imagine. I don't think you really want to touch the softs here.
Yeah, the thing is, the hards aren't very nice around here either. The medium is by far and away the best race tyre around Singapore.
I mean, it was what, 20, I think, yeah, 22 laps. So you probably look about pitting just over the halfway mark, depending on what you start on. Here we go then, to 5 red lights, ahead of the drivers. Lights up. Lights out and away we go in Singapore. Tsubi gets away quite well, but I think Weber has got a slightly better start. No, he hasn't. Tucks away into P2, then into the first couple of corners. Tsubi still leading ahead of Eggles. Bit of movement behind with Yonder falling down the order slightly. Tsubi comfortably in the lead though by about 4 tenths. As we head down now onto the first straight of the lap. What have you noticed so far, Chaz?
Nothing really going on. I think they've actually all managed to get through sector 1 quite cleanly. You've got some jostling in midfield, that's F1 Union and DHL F1 guy, and DHL F1 guy manages to streak around the outside and keep the position. Yeah, they've all managed to keep through quite cleanly. This corner around here, where Ian the Pin, I think he just hit the outside wall at turn 7.
So we ride on board then with Tsubi. Quite a clean start then for everyone on the grid. Let's have a look at the positions changes. So Yonder dropping down 3 positions, a few moving up by 1, Union down 1 and Ian down 1, but not a good start for Yonder in the McLaren. Tsubi comfortably out
dropped
front.
3 places. I don't think he got a good run off the line. I did see somebody drop back a bit, and I assume it would have been Yonder. But Tsubi is
back up.
Definitely looking confident around Singapore. He's obviously, tier 1's quite a stacked up tier nowadays compared to when I raced there. So it's quite a different experience to probably what these guys are having right now than a couple of seasons back. You wouldn't believe that I have a race winning this tier.
Eggles almost 2 seconds off the lead 2 after just the 1 lap. Let's have a look at the tyre. As you see, it's either medium to soft or hard to medium apparently. Let's have a look at the tyre. So a bit of a mix throughout the field.
I'm interested in Ethan's strategy.
Ethan on the hard, yeah, the only one on the hard.
Yeah,
Ian already into the pit lane.
A very bold strategy call, but I'm interested to see if it works. I mean, he has not got as much to lose as to win because he's sat in 10th, and I wouldn't say he's up at the front in the championships. So
this would explain why they've gapped Eggles quite so much, just pushing away on those soft tyres at the start. Closest battle on track currently, DHL F1 guy and Sam and Union. Last week's race winner
DRS
Sam.
yet, of course. Next game we would have DRS at this point though.
1 lap sooner, which will be very nice indeed. As DHL's just dropped a couple of tenths now, that puts Union closer to him. Yonder's closed up to Logan. There's the Tsubi even faster that time around. DRS now enabled. As you head down now into the first corner on board with Union. In the Red Bull, unfortunate, just missing out on the podium last week. Had a last lap scrap, which just unfortunately knocked them off the podium. But a good comeback to 4th after a tough race for the Red Bull driver. Logan trying to make an impression on the Mercedes for P11. Already forgotten how to pronounce that. I think someone might have hit the wall in the background there. I did hear a thud, but we'll have to wait and see. Logan, not quite close enough to make a move. He's got Yonder for company as we head into sector 2.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit of they're just tailing each other in I'd say the front portion of the midfield here, from 4th all the way down to 8th place really, and you could argue Marcel was in that, but he's out of the DRS. Yonder does get past Logan
top 2 have completely used up all their battery, so that will explain why they've gained a fair amount. It's very hard to regain battery around here.
Yeah, Frankie and Sam have depleted quite a bit of the battery. So has Vapor JS and Tsubi, in fact, trying to keep with each other. Vapor's used absolutely everything already, and Tsubi's on 10%, so
just pushed them out of DRS as well, which will be crucial for the AlphaTauri's race, especially as we head down towards turn 6, which is the flat right kink on that first DRS straight into turn 7. Vapor will not have the DRS, which is quite crucial. Eggles has clawed back a slight gap to the McLaren. So whether
Here comes
they've made
DHL
a
on Samuel
mistake,
Drakely down
right on
Raffles
board with that.
Boulevard. It's a pretty straightforward move because he's saved quite a bit of the battery so far, and with DRS it was kind of a very straightforward move for the Mercedes.
Logan and Yonder in the background having a slight battle. We'll just stay on board with this at the moment. I think Union JJ, yeah, the championship leader, making a move up on the Red Bull on the soft tyres, using the faster rubber to great effect. As Sam will maybe have a look back on the Mercedes.
Bit of a switch from DHL out of that hairpin.
Eggles has gained massively. I think Vapor's made a mistake, so just to cut in there. As the Williams now right back on.
Well, he's completely out though. Look, he's not been able to utilise any DRS this lap, and he's dropped back as a result. So
yeah, Eggles has gained 2 seconds in 2 laps. Tachibi now a comfortable lead out in front, 2.5 seconds almost. As the Williams now within DRS, half a second is the gap. Mediums versus softs with half as much battery to play between them. Quite a close gap with the battle for P5. There's 4 or so cars involved in that. We'll just stay on board with this battle at the moment. Is Eggles close enough to make a move? Not quite, as Vapor switches back to the racing line for turn 7. Sam back ahead of the Mercedes wheel to wheel. Oh, Sam runs wide through turn 7. But he does keep the position.
JJ wants to stick his nose in.
JJ's gone round, Sam's gone round as well.
Sam's done it on his own.
And we have a safety car very early on. Yonder has just dipped into the pit lane. Actually, he's just come out the pit lane, rather.
I was going to say, JJ spun there. Sam's had nothing to do with it, and he's just put himself in a wall.
Unfortunate there for the race winner in Spain last week. Early safety car here. Will we see the soft runners, like the top 2, come into the pit lane? That has saved Vapor from Eggles for the meantime. But will we see anyone roll the dice, especially the soft runners? Will they swap over? Set of hards could probably make it to the end quite comfortably, I'd imagine.
Did JJ tap the wall? Because I'm not sure if it has any damage. Because obviously
JJ did hit the wall, I think.
The physical damage model on this game isn't actually great, because you can have damage and it won't show from the offboard.
I think, yeah, what happened? JJ had a moment, and I think it caught Sam off guard, and then Sam kind of spun in sympathy as Tachubi and Vapor, actually the top
everyone
3,
in.
top 4, everyone coming to the pit lane.
And JJ wanted to go through F1 Union and go into the pits, but it didn't really work out for him. The main thing to look at is whether he gets a wing change here.
Yeah, we will keep an eye on that, actually.
Doesn't.
Does he have a wing change? No, all good for the championship
weren't
leader.
ready for him though, were they?
So the top 11 have all come into the pit lane. We'll see the tyre. Let's have a look at the tyre choices then. So the top 2 have gone onto the mediums, unsurprisingly. And then, Vapor's past the Chibi, but yeah, okay, he's got him back. And then everyone who was on the mediums has gone for the hards. Obviously, the softs wouldn't make it to the end from here if they were to do the alternate strategy. So those who started on the soft now on the mediums, those on the mediums now on the hards. So that'll be interesting strategy towards the end. See which tyres last longer. You'd imagine the hards have a slight advantage towards the end, but this just allows the top 2 to recharge their batteries, save the tyres, and give it another go. So we'll have a look at the position changes. So yeah, Yonder down 3, Logan's made up 4 places. DHL's lost 2, JJ and Ethan up 3, Marcel's made up 2, Union's made up 1, so I think there was a lot of changes through the pit stop phase, and with the incident that brought out the safety car as well. This will allow Ian to gain back up to the pack. I think he's pitted again, switched to change onto the correct tyres. I think he had 3-lap-old mediums on. As everything just slows down now under the safety car.
Yeah, so is it going to be mediums to the end?
The
16
safety car
laps.
probably be in, so we'll have probably an end of this lap. I think,
It
yeah,
might be
Yonder's pit
possible.
again.
Yonder's pitted again. Is he going to switch to hards, or is he going on to a new set of? Yeah, he's
Hards.
going on to hard tyres. Yon
Wow,
doesn't
yeah.
want to gamble the mediums.
Interesting call there. Will Ian jump him actually? I think, yeah, he will. Yeah, so Yonder now the last of the remaining runners.
I don't know why Sam would retire there, to be honest. Thinking about it, he's only, I think, 9 points off of JJ. And of course, JJ is only in P7 right now, so still really would have been a lot to play for. It's Singapore as
Yeah,
well.
he would have been able to
places.
change his wing, and so he wouldn't have been out of it completely. And it's not like he would have got a penalty for anything because he didn't hit anyone. So unfortunate for him there.
Yeah, I'm
So just
interested
wait
in why
for
he
Yonder. I didn't see it. Did he
could lose
put
valuable
himself on
ground
the
now
wall?
because of that.
I believe. Yeah, we should get going this lap if Yonder catches up. Yonder could maybe back off and try and make it stay out one more lap. As it is ending this lap, safety car is in this lap, as Tachuvi will back up the pack behind. So the front two are mediums, the rest of the pack is on hards for the most part. We'll have a look at the tyres once again. So only 4 on mediums, P1, P2 and 7 and 8. The rest are all on hard tyres. As we head into the final chicane. When will Tachubi go? I think he'll probably leave it to the last second. And there we go, he's gone. Good restart. He's got a good gap to the McLaren already, as Eggles might look to make a challenge at the first corner. And he moves behind. I think, yeah, you've got S&Q and Logan. I think the Mercedes now passed. As we'll look back to the leader, already blasting his ERS. As we head on to the first DRS straight. Comfortable gap already for the AlphaTauri ahead of the McLaren, almost a second already. And so we have a move behind the championship leader, ahead of Marcel. Alfa Romeo moving past the Alpine. He'll know now. Every point will count to extend his lead with Sam out of the race. Closest battle on track right now is this battle here for P5. JJ behind Union. JJ is one of the 4 on the medium tyres. Yeah, Tachubi already a second clear. Yonder ahead of Ian. I think Ian's had a moment. He has, but does he have damage? I think he seems to be okay, so maybe just had a spin out of the hairpin. Ethan just moved past Marcel, but Marcel's coming back at him now. Into the final chicane. Not enough room for the Alpine. I think they might have made slight contact there. But all okay at the moment for these two. JJ right on the back of Union now. As we go around the final corner to start lap number 9. JJ switches to the inside. Comfortable move ahead of Union to the first corner. And now behind his teammate. So will there be any team orders here? JJ the championship leader and on the medium tyres. Not quite close enough to probably make any switch at the moment.
Yeah, pretty tight down at the, well, I'd say the back. It's for P7. However, no real overtakes being made because, of course, it's Singapore, you know. This isn't tier 3. Drivers are actually sensible about where they want to make overtakes, really, aren't they?
We'd at least imagine them to leave the space if they try it.
Yeah, Tsuchibi, kind of in a world of his own. Out front, he hasn't really been challenged at all. The two Alphas just in formation as they try and chase down Eggles.
I think it'd be wise to make the swap soon, though.
Closer and closer by the lap, really. Just a matter of whether JJ, he may let JJ through. Obviously, JJ on quicker tyres, as well as a more pivotal championship position, if you like. DRS is now on, so you get the feeling that Eggles may suffer down Raffles Boulevard, especially out of the hairpin as well. As Ian the bin
Ian's out. That could be another
and
safety
another
car.
safety
It
car.
is. Kachubi's 2-second lead will now be cut to nothing. Could we see any pit stops? Probably not. I would imagine now this does help out all the medium runners, just to extend the life of these tyres just very slightly. Just having a look there at the current championship standings. So Sam was the P2 man, and his retirement has lost him valuable ground now in the championship. So we'll take a look. So DHL F1 guy is then the nearest competitor. He was just the 1 point behind Sam, so 10 points off the lead. And then 11 points off the lead is Nico, who isn't here tonight, I don't think.
I think he's coming in for Spa.
And Eggles is in P5. How many points is he off? 54, and tied on points with Tsuchibi. And the constructors, I think, yeah, McLaren 6 points in the lead. At the minute, Alpha with 22 points. They will be, as it stands, 2 points off McLaren, as it stands, with Yonder not scoring. As Tsuchibi into the pit lane, ditching those mediums. As Vapor elects to stay out, as does Frankie in the Alfa Romeo. As does the Mercedes on the hard tyres. Not unexpected, probably a risky move there from Vapor to stay out, considering, barring the top three, everyone is now pit. We'll have a look at the tyre choices. I'd imagine it would be a set of hards. Ethan onto the softs, Tsuchibi onto the softs. Okay. I don't know if I said hards, probably mediums would have been okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So we'll have probably this lap, the lap after, so end of 12, 13. So yeah, we'll have 10 laps once we get going again, probably. So it'll be interesting to see what Tsuchibi can do on those soft tyres. championship leader electing for a set of mediums. As Ethan to Tubi, the only ones on softs. Everyone else onto the mediums who did pit, which is the much safer call for sure. As everyone begins to bunch up, we'll probably get going at the end of this lap, which will leave us with 10 racing laps if we make it through cleanly. Minus any safety cars, there'll be 10 straight racing laps.
I assume, yeah, it will be in at the end of this lap, so.
Yeah, everyone's here, so it should be fine. There we go, there's the confirmation from race control. Safety car will be in this lap. Vapor will lead the way. As we cross the line, it'll be 7 laps for the top 3 on their respective tyres. Full batteries, fuel won't be an issue, as we've had a total of about 6 laps under the safety car. So it'll be a flat out push to the end. It'll be interesting to see how Ethan and Tachubi do on those softs. Position changes, there we go. And we'll look to see where Vapor leaves it. Just weaving just to bunch the pack up and to get a bit more tyre temp. Sliding his car through as we begin lap number 13. 10 laps to go then on the safety car reset. Any moves behind Tachubi already making a move on Eggles. As we go 4 wide into the first quarter, almost 3 wide as JJ.
One unit arriving on the scene, that wasn't wise, and I can't believe they've all managed to get through facing the right way.
JJ and Eggles wheel to wheel. JJ ahead up into P3 already, behind his teammate by just over a second. Great restart there from JJ, the championship leader, making up solid ground. Already up ahead of the 2 people who elected to stay out. One of which, sorry, as Vapor has a 1.3 second lead already. JJ will be pushing to try and gain some ground on his teammate and hopefully get back past, as every point will be valuable for him in his championship hunt. Tachubi back down to P6, making the move there to P5, sliding through as S&Q just stays ahead in the Mercedes. Not close enough. Will he go down the inside? Felipe Massaresque as Ethan takes that opportunity to try and go round the outside. Can't make it work on the Mercedes, but he'll get a great exit out of the hairpin. Down now, blasting a bit of battery down the inside, leaving the Mercedes no room there. As Tachubi sneaks through as well. Will Union sneak through? S&Q loses almost 3 positions. Union and the Mercedes bang wheels. Oh, huge crash ahead. Tachubi and Ethan, I believe, was that?
Yeah.
Huge crash and yet another safety car. I think they just left each other no room and into the wall. Just clumsy there. Tachubi, the man who led almost all of the race up until the second safety car, losing his front wing into the pit lane once again. And S&Q unsurprisingly changing those tyres. Yeah, it was Ethan then. No front wing for him at all. Another set of softs for the Aston Martin. Vapor stays out. JJ up into second. We missed that. The championship leader now ahead of his teammate. So we'll have this lap, and so possibly going in at the end of the next lap, so lap 15. Then we'll have 7 laps to go. 3 of the 5 safety car tokens already used up in the 14 laps. We expected chaos, and that is exactly what we've seen. Vapor now back into P1 with JJ behind. JJ was looking very fast on that restart. I think Ethan was a little bit too aggressive potentially. Not quite sure what happened there. I think they just ended up veering into one another. Any pit lane action? I think Yonder might have gone into pit lane, and he has. Logan also into the pit lane. These guys probably will be switching onto the softs, I would imagine. We'll have about 6 or so laps to go. So Logan ditches those
top
mediums.
5 is on softs now.
Vapor might be a little bit at risk. Joint oldest tyres with Frankie in P3. However, the Alfa Romeo's tyres are the hards, so it'll be a little bit more durable as they wear in. Do worry slightly for Vapor here. Could be quite at risk. Let's have a look at the position changes then. JJ up 8 from the start, Vapor at 1, Frankie at 1, Eccleston 1, Union up 1, SNQ up 6, Tachubi down 6, the man who led most of the race getting caught up with Ethan there, bringing out the third of potential 5 safety cars. Marcel, the only man to say exactly where he started. DHL down 2, Ethan up 1, he was also involved in that earlier incident. Yonder down 2, and then Logan up 2 from the start. We could well see the safety car in this lap, I would imagine. No confirmation just yet. As we head, there we go. There's the confirmation as we head into the sector 3. So safety car will be in at the end of this lap. Everyone on softs bar the top 3. Vapor could be very vulnerable here. 9 lap old mediums, there'll be 10 laps as we cross the line. It'll be very interesting to see what JJ does on this restart. But there, Frankie's teammate behind will form a bit of a buffer, play the team game, and just allow JJ to go on the attack and try and take the lead and win this race. So we'll have just 7 laps remaining, I believe. As Vapor blasts now onto the main straight, burning that ERS. As they all fly down now to main straight. Is anyone close enough to make a move? I think SNQ and Union. Round the outside he goes, slight contact there with Union, but the Mercedes does move up into P5 as Tachubi also sneaks past Union. As they still go wheel to wheel. Union could lose out to Marcel. Marcel stays behind Union. One of the few still on the medium tyres. Oh, we have a spinner, and it's Ethan round yet again. And into the barrier, and no front wing once again. As all the two leaders battling there, JJ and Vapor going wheel to wheel. JJ down the inside, the McLaren's still there, and JJ, the champion leader, into lead. Oh, Vapor try it back, just runs out of road there. But the championship leader now leads the Singapore Grand Prix as we got a yellow flag. Ethan stopped down by turn 7. Tachubi back up into P5. Did you catch any of that there as Ethan out of the race?
Yeah,
Be
Ethan
another
put it in the
car.
wall himself. I didn't catch what happened to Ethan, unfortunately. But I
Just saw him spin through the shot. I think he did it on his own accord rather than any contact. We'll look through the field. I think, Eggles has moved up to a position, I believe. trying the challenge. Yeah, Frankie's fallen down to P6. So we got a 4-car train here for P2. JJ already 1.5 out in front. Great restart by the championship leader. As that Vapor barges his way to the inside to keep Eggles out of the tow. Eggles on the mediums, as is Vapor. However, Vapors are, I believe, about 5 laps older. So will the Williams try and move down into turn 7? I think there might have been contact behind, but seems to be okay. All okay. As here comes the Williams on the McLaren. The McLaren already flashing on this restart. Not quite close enough to make a move, but will he try it down the outside? Just runs out of road there as Union passes Frankie in the background. And Eggles still behind Vapor. This is just allowing JJ to clear out in the lead. 2.3 seconds now is the gap, as Frankie dropping down further positions as we have a big cluster at the back here. Slogan lets Frankie back through. Yonder behind him as we'll head back to the lead fight. For P2 rather. Eggles all over the back of
It's
Vapor
rather
here.
a sprint at the finish now, isn't it, really, with these guys?
Yeah, no tyre concerns, no fuel concerns really. Everyone will be quite full up. There's Eggles all over the back of Vapor. Any room on the outside? Not quite. As Tsubi making a move on the Mercedes. Wheel to wheel, they go through the chicane. Wheel banging all the way through. Oh, almost into the wall for Tsubi there. Round the outside he goes, still force wide. Oh, and round. Tsubi round once again.
Oh, Tsubi.
Just left no room there by the Mercedes. And an unfortunate incident there, but you could kind of see it coming. As Eggles back on Vapor. Tries to go around the outside, just no room there.
And he's
As we head down now onto the first DRS straight. Vapor pulling right hand down to get out of the DRS. Eggles down the inside quite comfortably. There we go with DRS. Nice move there by the Williams. Back up into P2. So, Vapor does have a second look, just not quite close enough. And, the Mercedes will now be getting interested. See if he can make it past the McLaren on those fresher soft tyres. There's Frankie in the back into the pit lane. Tsubi now from leading comfortably the first half of the race, now only scoring 1 point as it stands. JJ's lead now, 3.5 seconds. Kind of wrapped up for him, unless he makes a mistake. As we'll ride on board now with the Mercedes on the back of Vapor. So Eggles has dropped back very, very slightly. So the McLaren will still be within the DRS range as we head down now to begin lap number 19. So Marcel very close to Union there. Will he try it down the inside? Not really an overtaking zone that first corner unless you are alongside into the braking zone. Marcel all over the back of the Red Bull. And we'll head back to the battle with S&Q and Vapor. Vapor still just within DRS of Eggles, which will help him here. But the Mercedes switches to the outside. Brakes slightly later. They go wheel to wheel into turn 7. Slight contact there. As the Mercedes kind of slid it through that corner. As here comes Marcel. Sneaking past the McLaren there. Runs out of road on the outside. But up into P5. We just missed a move there. Great exit there from the Alpine. Down the inside he goes on Vapor. Got to leave some room, guys. Careful. As Vapor tries to hang it through there. Vapor down to P5 now from the lead on the restart. Eggles will be vulnerable now. But 2.2 seconds is his gap to the Mercedes in P3. Marcel in a very good position here, looking very strong on this particular restart. Vapor now down to P5 with DHL P6. So we look now back to Marcel. We'll be trying to push for the podium here. Kind of gone under the radar in this race so far, but it's come out of nowhere now. And right in contention on these soft tyres. There's lap 20 now. 3 laps to go. What can Marcel do here? Any moves in the background? Not quite. Logan closing in on Union. It's a DHL guy close now to Vapor. Substantial amount of battery as well. 40% more than the McLaren. So we ride on board through turn 6. Does burn a little bit. Is he close enough to make the move? Not quite. Go back to Marcel in his pursuit of the podium. JJ 3.2 in the lead still. Eggles with a gap of around 2 seconds. That's kind of fluctuating here and there. But the top two certainly look quite nailed on to take their respective positions currently. But this is a fight here for P3. Marcel on the back of the Mercedes once again. DRS now for the Alpine. Just under 5 tenths is the gap. So we head down now into the revamp section for this game and for the Singapore circuit. Not really an overtaking zone now into the chicane. Does provide an opportunity to, but it's not really an out-and-out overtaking spot as a Union down. P7, thought we'd made a move there, but that's my mistake as Marcel hit. Very close, but he will elect to wait for turn 7. 13% battery for the Alpine. As we head down now through turn 5. Through turn 6 we go wheel to wheel. The Alpine switches to the outside, already ahead before they even have to touch the brakes for turn number 7. Marcel into P3 now. Not quite close enough to challenge any further, I'd imagine, but his goal now will just be to keep the other cars behind as Iridian joins the session and will join us for Spa. Chaz, if you could maybe invite him to the party just in advance. 3-second penalty for Frankie. That won't make any difference for him. 90 seconds off the pace, and
it's been quite unlucky for me. He was on a good pace earlier on, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think his tyres were just a bit too old and then dropped back, and then I think he got caught up potentially with.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was now. Potentially Ethan. Yeah, we'll look down to Vapor. See on the back. Oh, huge slide there into the wall, I think, as well. Slight contact with the wall there for the McLaren. That will give DHL guy a little bit of encouragement there. As we begin the final lap then of the Singapore Grand Prix, the first of 2 races this evening. As DHL guy sets after the McLaren, also Mercedes there. All over the back of him. Union also very close to this group here on those slightly older mediums as Ethan leaves. Vapor doing that tactic again, yanks his car to the inside of turn 6, holds the inside. Is there enough room for Vapor to go, DHL to go around the outside? Not quite, goes wide. And here comes Union. Having a look there on the Mercedes, not quite enough room. As we look now, Vapor now 1.2 seconds off S&Q. This could leave him very vulnerable indeed. As he gets a 3-second penalty, that would drop him to P9 as it stands. Terrible mistake there from the McLaren. All his hard work will come undone here. JJ. Oh, is Logan round there? Contact or not, he is round at the hairpin. That will mean Vapor will be P8 as it stands. So we look now to JJ. Brilliant race from the championship leader. Once again, it'll be max points in Singapore as the Alfa Romeo wins comfortably ahead of Eggles. Great race from him in P2. Marcel picking up the podium there. Great comeback on the last restart. Mercedes 4 and 5. Union there P6. Vapor with his penalty dropping him down just ahead of his teammate there. Yonder coming in P8. Logan after that late spin P9. And Tsuchubi, who led almost the whole race, whole first half of the race. Comes home for a disappointing P10, and Frankie will round off the finishers. 11 of 14 who started the race, as I think he's out of fuel. No, all fine. Up to the line, second Alfa Romeo. And there we have the Singapore Grand Prix.
What's your favourite Class A drug?
What was that, sorry?
What's your favourite Class A drug, mate?
Class A drug?
Aye.
What are you on about?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're gonna do on Saturdays, mate.
What are you on about?
Mm-hmm. I have my intel.
Your intel.
Right. So I don't know if you saw commentary chat, but me and Brilliant are swapping now because I've got to go and do something for school.
That's why I'm
Okay,
here.
no problem.
Choo.
Thank you, Chaz.
You're very welcome, sir. Have a good one, boys.
Ta-da.
There we go. So the Singapore Grand Prix finishes with JJ, your championship leader, from P10 to P1. Eggles P2. Marcel managed to pick up a P3 there. Great comeback at the end from him. Late safety car charge. S&Q P12 to P4. DHL Mercedes 4 and 5. Union, only person to stay where they started. P6 for him. Vapor P7 after being in the fight for most of the race, picking up a late penalty which dropped him down the order. Yonder, the other McLaren, was P8. Should have looked. Should have looked. There we go. We can see the results.
Logan P9, Frankie P11. Oh, yeah, can't see who finished P10.
Who was P10?
So it should be.
To Tubey, that was it. He did leave.
Ooh. How was that
I
race?
just realised Billy
I
is spectating.
Yeah, but so
Let me end this. We'll be back in a moment for the Spa stream.